Garage fam. It me, Garage Guy, a regularly dressed man. It him, Dale Tanhardt, fancy as fuck. What's up, Dale? What's going on here?
I'm here at Fontana with the cars right behind me. Just so happen to have my podcast mic dug into the asphalt, this worn out asphalt. It's so worn out that it just digs in real easy. But
Smooth.
bottom line, I'm not here to fuck around. I let the people down last weekend after a very strong clash and a Gatorade duel #1. Let the people down with very close second place, third place, fourth place finishes. And that's not going to happen this weekend. And I'm here, guns blazing. So let's fucking go.
Business. You mean business
all
for sure.
business. All business.
I see it all, and it's shades of Dale Center. Shades of Dale Center for the OG Garage fam that was around in the early parts of 2021, year of our Lord 2021. You might remember when Dale actually had this get up and had a similar style. So it's good to see that fire is under your ass and that it's burning hot. Nice little Jeff Gordon. Is that Jeff Gordon right there on that shirt? Right?
Yeah,
there?
double 24. Jeff Gordon, Rainbow Warrior.
I think I remember the last time you wore that tie, there was a certain car with a similar number, maybe actually the same number that won that race.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we will. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Welcome to the Garage Guys NASCAR race preview show. Talking about bets, talk a little bit about DFS. Practice and qualifying's back, guys. So I mean, we're gonna wait it out. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna check out the qualifying orders. We have some matchups maybe we're gonna toss out here a little bit. We got some early outrights that we kind of like. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of hope to replenish all those empty bags from last weekend. I know you say you let the people down. I feel just as equally responsible, especially after us both sweeping the duels. I just felt like the energy was high. Little did we know that it ended there. Except for one minor bet that I did have, which was Cody Ware top 20 didn't help much, but it was cool to see that happen. Odds are good odds.
I hit a matchup and called a few long shot plays a couple weeks ago, but for me, when I'm at Daytona or Talladega, I want the winner. I want the winner of the race, and that's what we all want. We want that high return, minimize losses with smaller unit count plays, matchups. It's all a coin toss. So the way I see it is, why would you go heavy on matchups when it's a coin toss on who wins and a coin toss on head-to-heads with less enhanced value? So I think it's very validated. And we were knocking on the door. Had guys finish second, Xfinity second, trucks, and Blaney won that race before Austin Cindric was a poor teammate. Bottom line. But it's a great American race. Got to do what you got to do.
You actually got to speak with Austin Cindric after the race. We talked a little bit about that on the race recap show earlier in the week, like yesterday. So whenever we were discussing that, have you slept on it anymore? Are you thinking a little bit differently about how you want to approach this? Are we still going to roll with the penny on Cindric? Are we going to curse this man with a penny?
If you don't want Austin Cindric to win, bet a penny on him every single week with me, and he won't win. Like, we're going to curse the shit out of him. But in a time where I think he could win, I will not bet a penny on him. I will bet. I don't know what I'll do, because when I bet on him,
dollars.
When I don't bet on him, he wins. So yeah, I think it's like, bet a penny every time, and then if he does win, he breaks the curse, and then it's like we can go on to live our lives how we always wanted to. So.
Yeah, I'm here for that. And so obviously that's where we're starting this thing at. It's not where we're ending it, but before we even get into the bets, before we get into the nitty gritty of the week, now that the NASCAR Cup Series is back, you have to get some fuel to enjoy a race. You have to get your belly prepared. I've had a lot of preparation in the off season, as you can see. A little bit of lint in there, but that's okay. I'm going to walk a lot this year, so you're not really going to be able to tell much about my fluctuating weight. But right now we're packing on, but it's a good packing on because it's a belly full of Hooters. Okay, that's what I try to live my life on. It's what Dale lives his life on, mostly ranch by the gallon. But I'm more into the wings, and we're both into wings. But the ranch by the gallon part is definitely it's a pretty tremendous feat to watch someone do that, and we want you to be a part of that as well in two different ways. I go by the name of Carry Out Chase, and this is Dine and Dale. So
Carry
I mean,
nice.
go ahead and tell the people, like, because on Sunday I expect everybody listening to this show to be sitting their ass inside of a Hooters. We're getting serious with it. Okay, it's not time to joke around anymore. It's time to go eat some fucking Hooters. Okay, on race day, you go to Hooters with the boys, with the girls, with the kids. I don't care. After church, figure it out. You're going to watch a race at Hooters. Dine in Dale. Tell them how they can save some money when they go dine in on race day.
Yeah, like you said, look, Hooters is for race day. Race day is for Hooters. Go to your Hooters on race day or anytime, honestly. But most importantly, race day. Saturday or Sunday, we got a race each day. You can throw IndyCar in there. IndyCar
race
comes back this weekend. So you got a double header for Sunday. So go to your Hooters. Save $10 on any dine-in order of $40 or more. That's valid for food, non-alcoholic beverages, and merchandise. You cannot use it on alcohol, and you cannot use it for gift cards. I don't know why.
I'm not cutting this. That was great because you know what? I was stupid impressed with how quickly you learned.
I had a weird notification come up on my phone, and it startled me. So
that's what happened.
So we're not. That's what happened. Save $10 off of any dine-in order, $40 or more for food, non-alcoholic beverages, and merch, just by giving your Hooters girl the promo code Garage Guys. Easy as pie. So, like I said, not valid on alcohol, not valid on gift cards, but you get to save $10 on any order, $40 or more for food, non-alcoholic beverages, and merch. I'll say it repeatedly. It's easy. Easy
as hell.
Promo code Garage Guys, Don and Dale. There you go.
That's it. Beautiful. That's probably all we should leave it at, for the promo ad, but we're not going to leave it there. You can use promo code Garage Guys for takeout orders as well. Save $10 on any order, $30 or more when ordering from the Hooters app or from order.hooters.com. All right. Valid at participating locations for delivery or carryout orders only. I said that fast because I've been saying it for a year. So everyone should give a round of applause for Dale for learning that fine print as quickly as he did and as beautifully as he did. So thank you for your patience. And if you're not patient, fuck off.
Shout out to the person that just sent me the message they just sent me that just like made me shit my pants. So there you go. I think that's fair to say. A
little poop there. That's okay. We don't have a toilet paper sponsor, but if we did, you'd be okay. Moving on from there though, we're definitely going to be getting some wings and belly, and it's California, no doubt about it. It's not LA by any means. We're not going back to Cali, but we are going back to Cali.
It's like right outside of LA though. It's close.
I feel like Fontana is not a real place. It sounds like a name of something that is made up from a movie from 2003.
Anchorman came out in 2004. What's the character's name?
Rick Fontaine.
His last name's Fontana. I'm pretty sure his last name's Fontana.
Something Fontana. Brian Fontana.
I think it's Brian Fontana. Yeah.
The big guy that uses Black Panther works 60% of the time.
Yes.
100% of the time. So that was, I always wanted that cologne and I never could find it.
Yeah. Brian Fantana. Same thing. Fantana.
It's close.
It's
close.
They
literally said that San Diego was a whale's vagina. So, I mean, I feel like Fantana and Fontana could be one in the same.
Yeah, they absolutely can be.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
100%.
question. Anchorman is a classic movie also. I look like someone that could be an Anchorman from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Not even gonna lie.
Right now you look like Ashley Schaefer from Kenny Powers. You look like you're about to go sell a BMW.
I just need the blonde hair. I just need a blonde. Just spray paint or dye it, whatever the fuck works. Maybe a little perm action. I don't know. Maybe a little bit longer in the front to kind of flare out.
I mean, you're doing it right now. I mean,
we're on the way. It could be a good Halloween costume.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out for sure. But that was a segment about nothing.
Literally nothing. Just saying easy repeatedly about Hooters. Yeah.
Random. Well, I mean, that was something, but just what we just talked about. It was about Anchorman and then just nothing about racing. So we appreciate
San Diego, California is close to Fontana. So
true.
There's your relevance. It always ties together in some weird fucking way. So there you go.
That's why we do what we do. That's why you love us. So let's just go ahead and get to the race. Obviously, this is the second race of the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. We're going to be running the 670 horsepower package. A lot of chatter, a lot of excitement has been built for these intermediate tracks. I am more excited about intermediates than I've ever been in my life. Brad K made some comments earlier in the year about how these remind him of how cars ran in 2005. You are a child that watched NASCAR in 2005. You remember what this was like. I probably was somewhere chasing girls in middle school on skateboards in 2005 because my dad decided that was when I didn't need to go to Talladega anymore, and NASCAR faded away from my life for a little bit. So would you care to kind of pick up from those words that I just spoke and try to go and roll into making some bets and what people should bet on in Fontana, California?
Yeah, so mid-late 2000s was the golden era. I think the teens are up there too with the competitiveness and how racy the cars were up until we got into about 2018, 2019 with that new piece of shit aero package that is now gone. But the raciness at mile and a halfs in the mid-late 2000s was almost unparalleled. You had a lot of photo finishes at Atlanta, at Charlotte. You had several exciting races at California, most notably 2011. Kevin Harvick blows by Jimmy Johnson coming out of turn 4 to win, which was one of my favorite races ever. Awesome finish. Kevin Harvick, the closer. But hopefully, with this new aero package, we'll see a bunch of that. It's a very abrasive racetrack. Cars will be sliding around. Handling will be a huge factor in this race on Sunday and for Saturday for the Xfinity Series, but this is focused on Cup. So, first bet that I like, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Follow us on Action Network to see what our Cup picks are going to be for the weekend, every weekend. And I think for this one, this is our first test with this 670 horsepower package. We're kind of all throwing darts in a way. So you kind of got to use what we've seen momentum wise. I feel like could be a factor from the first couple races of the season, plus just overall driver and team statistics from California, 2 mile tracks like Homestead, Michigan, maybe even Vegas, tracks that are somewhat similar to this configuration. And mainly the one name that sticks out, what's that?
Mainly Michigan, though.
Mainly Michigan. I mean, Homestead, I think can come into play here too. But yeah, Michigan, regarding the size and how flat the banking is probably the most similar to California or Joey Fantana.
This is the new Atlanta.
Yeah, we're gonna call this track Brian Fantana from now on. How about that? Mm-hmm. Fantana, Brian
Fantana, the new Atlanta.
So at Brian Fantana, there's one name that sticks out here, and it's Kyle Busch. In 22 starts, he has 11 top fives and 4 wins. He has 6 wins in the Xfinity Series and 2 wins in trucks. This has been a playground for Kyle Busch. He's on books, he's around 700, 800 on most books, which I think is crazy. The best value right now currently is on FanDuel at plus 850. This has been an absolute playground for Kyle Busch. And hold on one second. I'm going to change. I'm about to teleport back into 2019 in just 1 second. 2019, if you all remember this legendary moment right here, Kyle Busch wins his 200th National Series race at Auto Club Brian Fontana Speedway. So it's been a playground. It's also where he got his first career win in 2005, which was the first Cup race after Hurricane Katrina hit. And it was the only race I ever watched on analog on a small little TV with a satellite, where we had to fuck with a satellite to grab a signal. And the TV was really, really blurry because we had no cable and limited power. So first time.
Time out. What MRE meal were you eating watching that one?
MRE?
Yeah, MRE, the Army boxed meals. that were handed out to various families during after Katrina. If you were watching on a small television, you were definitely eating a bagged lunch that soldiers eat from
No,
FEMA.
well, no, actually we did. We didn't get one of those. We did. We actually were a lot luckier than some in our situation.
All right.
So we weren't eating. I don't know what I ate though. I couldn't even tell you. I know obviously it was a shit show to get in and out of any gas station, food place, anything, but I really don't know. And you were in New Orleans. I was in Hattiesburg, which didn't get hit. I mean, half as hard as what New Orleans got. So
yeah,
but we did have no cable for a while.
Moral of the story, though, I mean, it's just mainly it just brought me back to remembering the times. Like I obviously was not watching that race. However, I do know he was running for Hendrick at that time, correct? When he won that.
Yep, it was his first full time. Well,
More Than Good, They're Great car.
What's that?
Was he in the More Than Good, They're Great car with a tiger on it?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. He was in the Kellogg's car. The Kellogg's number 5. Yeah, the Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
So that was his first win.
I had to ask about the MRE, but that's good. I'm glad that you didn't have to.
What does MRE stand for?
Stew from limestone, where I would poke holes in it to heat it up, and you ate it out of the can. Red Cross.
What is it? What does MRE stand for?
Meals ready to eat.
Okay, interesting. I'll know that.
Cookies taste like shit. Stay away from them if you ever do that, and also keep the heaters that you put in the water away from children, because I was one of those children that would put them in a plastic bottle with water, and me and my friends would throw them back and forth to see if we caught it when it exploded, like just not thinking at all, because we watched a lot of Jackass.
What an idiot.
Yeah, we watched a lot of Jackass. We wanted to, we really aspired to be like Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O. So
that's actually totally fair. I fucking love those guys.
Chugged milk, vomited.
I would die to become one of them. Well, mainly Johnny Knoxville. Steve-O, maybe. He had a lot of drug problems, so I don't know if I want that.
I would like to say that I'm Bam Margera, but he actually got sober. So that's where I would want to fall into play.
Really? Because he's not doing so well right now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I would like imagine Bam Margera back when Viva La Bam was around, and then he got older and he stayed cool and he didn't get fucked up on drugs and alcohol.
Got you. Makes sense. Yeah, okay.
That's where I would imagine where I would be at this point, just skateboarding and be kind of fat, and just like, just living life, large and in charge, and actually in the new Jackass movie.
There you go.
In that, if I was.
So speaking of large and in charge, that's what Kyle Busch is. He's my first outright play. He's probably going to be my only outright play before we see practice and qualifying, because like I said, and we said, it's going to be kind of like throwing darts for this, until we see some on track time. So Kyle Busch, FanDuel is the best value you can grab him at plus 850. That's the only outright play I have. And I think I'm going to come back to Kyle for something else later, but I want you to go ahead with your pick, because we just spent 30 minutes talking about nothing again.
MREs, Kyle Busch, Brian Fontana. This show is off to a hot one, boys and girls. So let's go ahead. I'm going to stay right there with you in the land of the early outrights. If you have checked out my Action Network page, you've already seen that I have made an outright pick, an early one. Got over on FanDuel, found this man's at plus 850, and that is our own Bills boy, Chase Elliott, plus 850 over on FanDuel Sportsbook. And, I did some research on this. Obviously, qualifying isn't out. Practice times haven't been released. When I see Chase Elliott at plus 850, I'm just kind of like, I'm a little intrigued. I know the Hendrick power. I know that Hendricks have horses. They're ready to take on Mustangs. They don't like Mustang horses. They are Hendrick horses. So they want to outperform them. I think me and you have both discussed that while everybody in America may feel like a Ford could probably win this race, I don't think we think that that's going to happen. I think that we're a little bit more pocketed in another side, but we'll see what happens in practice and qualifying. I won't speak too soon. But with Chase, looking back at these 2-mile tracks, the records are nice, okay? Like between Michigan and California, obviously, the majority of them being Michigan, it's been nothing but top 10 since 2019. Last time he ran here, he finished 4th, and I believe he started 13th. So DFS-wise, a little bit of place differential, not much. You could have got way better value probably out there. But as far as somebody in great equipment, in a good car, hungry to win, hungry to prove he belongs on ovals. He has become the road course ace. Austin Cindric stepping up into the ring this year as another road course ringer, somebody that wants to challenge Chase Elliott on that. And, Kyle Larson kind of did the same thing last year. I think that this is the year where we're going to start seeing Chase Elliott really focus in on these ovals. He wants to win on ovals, and we all know that in order to be a complete somebody that just hones their craft to a T to get that status. I mean, he's already got the status of the popular driver, but as far as just being an all-around driver's man, just a driver's driver, you got to win on some of these ovals. And I think that what better way to set the tone for the season than to show America I can win, and it's not just going to have to be a road course. You're not going to have to set my odds at plus 250 only a few times a season. You can do that now. So get it while it's hot. That's kind of where my mentality is with Chase Elliott here. And he's probably not going to be the only Hendrick car that I'm looking at putting a little bit of money on this week. But just right now, early on, I feel like the value there is good. I do think that after practice and qualifying, just knowing where Hendrick is, I do think that we're going to see those odds drop some. Or, they're going to get a little bit worse. So you might as well go ahead and get it while you can up in the 850 range over on FanDuel Sportsbook. That's going to be my outright guy. He's got a lot to prove this year, man. And I think that it starts with the ovals.
Yeah, and Alex Bowman came last time we were here. Actually, Alex Bowman, Hendrick car absolutely dominated this race in 2020.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Cincinnati ugly paint scheme in the number 88. So Hendrick has speed here. Jimmy Johnson was always really good here. Another hometown boy for Fontana. So we'll see about that. I think Hendrick absolutely has the speed and the capabilities to do it. William Byron went at Homestead last year. So I could put Homestead. You could loop that track in here as something that's similar for a sample size, I think. So I think the Toyotas and the Chevys will be really good. And speaking of Toyotas, my second pick, I'm sticking with this guy right here. Let me get that 18. Yeah, right back there. So interesting.
Another Kyle Busch bet. Another Kyle
Busch bet. So we're sensing a theme here. Kyle Busch, I talked about how good he is at Fontana. Matchup play, it's probably going to be on most books, but this one specifically on DraftKings Sportsbook. Kyle Busch to beat Denny Hamlin at minus 115. Look, 4 years in a row, Kyle Busch has beaten Denny Hamlin head-to-head at this racetrack. I talked about the statistics earlier. The individual stats from Kyle Busch are astonishing throughout all three NASCAR National Series. And Denny Hamlin's never won here. Kyle Busch has won here 4 times. This hasn't been the best Hamlin track. He's run top 10 over the past few years, but while he's running top 10, Kyle Busch is running top 5 leading laps and winning races. When you look at the stats, and you look at that trend of 4 years in a row, Kyle Busch beating Denny Hamlin head-to-head at Bryan Fontana Speedway, the value is honestly insane. Like I feel like the name just helps Denny Hamlin in this case. If it was anybody else, somebody like Kyle Busch should be minus 150 or minus 175, and Denny Hamlin would be plus odds. So for the value, for them to be exact same odds on both sides, minus 110, Kyle Busch over Denny Hamlin is by far my favorite bet of the weekend. I got a unit and a half on Action Network on that bet. So sticking with Kyle Busch all weekend, man. I think he's going to be very, very strong. And in terms of value, with the statistics, everything you could possibly think of that could back this bet up, it's all there for Kyle Busch to beat Denny Hamlin.
There's nothing in the world that I can agree with you more on the fact of, a Busch beating Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch has been one of the best drivers out there. Your stats, they line up, everything shakes up for this. I'm interested to see how that one will play out. Like I said, I feel like the Toyotas are definitely going to pack up, and I feel like it's going to be a lot tighter of a race than a lot of people are thinking of. I don't think that matchups at intermediates, that's where you want to do your matchups at, obviously, and we already discussed that with Daytona. But yeah, I'm just interested to see how these guys are running and what they do packing up, and if they try to experiment more with the tandem stuff. And I feel like you could see a Hamlin and a Busch get locked up and it just come down to the wire or something like that, just something random. You can't really ever put JGR out of it. And speaking of putting JGR out of it, I want to go to one of their sister or brother teams, known as a 23XI, literally the only Toyota sister brother team I think in the field right now. And I want to keep it in the Busch family. I want to keep it out west in the Vegas boys. I got Kurt Busch plus 100 versus Kevin Harvick. And I love this bet more than anything that I think that I've ever loved. You said that your matchup that you had was your favorite. This is mine. And I feel like with what we've seen out of Kevin Harvick, and I think that the story here is not so much about Kurt Busch, but it's way more about Kevin Harvick. And last year he had one of the worst career years of his life. Didn't get a race won. And I think that I at least, I didn't think he was going to have a good year, but I didn't expect him to not at least win one race. And so I kind of go into this season with that same expectation where I'm like, okay, like we should at least see Kevin Harvick, because you just want to believe that somebody as good as Kevin Harvick, somebody that has been in this sport as long as they can at least get one done. But I'm really starting to feel like we're seeing the downward trend of Kevin Harvick. The new cars here, it kind of like low key reminded me of like Jimmy Johnson last season watching Kevin Harvick run. And this is a whole new year. We got the whole year ahead of us. I could be completely wrong right now for all I know. But I do know this much. When looking at the stats, I don't know why in the hell Kurt Busch would be where he's at, other than the fact that maybe these odds makers are looking at how the Fords had a lot of power in Daytona.
I think it's just the car. I think it's just the car and the team with 23XI, how they struggled last year. That's got to be it. Because, like you said, get into his stats because they're really fucking good here.
Yeah, there's just not. I mean, the only really stats and data we have on Kurt Busch is him with these other teams. With Ganassi, he went on a really good upswing. But I think just kind of looking into the numbers right now, between the two of them, looking at Harvick, his record is a little bit better at this track. But it's just recency is what matters here to me. And I think that that's what matters with everything in life. You can look back to 10 years ago. Yeah, somebody could have been a superstar, but it's not going to reflect what's going on today. And so when I'm looking at this right now, I'm trying to look over here. Is the Kurt Busch has 7 top 10s, 4 top 5 finishes at Auto Club over the past 10 years. And those last 2 ones that I'm looking at with Ganassi, I think those were both inside the top 10, more approaching the top 5 territory. So he had a really good program with Chip Ganassi Racing. Now with the Toyotas, Kurt is going to be, I feel like anytime a driver gets in a new car, they're kind of on a mission. Obviously, one, they're figuring things out. This is his first time running Toyota, never ran this manufacturer, but he's the journeyman. And I just looking at these stats, I just feel like maybe mentally wise and like with the new car, with the Toyotas, definitely, I really just extremely feel like we're going to see the Toyotas work together a ton in this race. And compared,
well, there's not really going to be like tandeming or like teamwork drafting. Like
no, but I could definitely see them all kind of qualifying somewhere around the same area, and I mean that just puts them in a position to work together. So I mean that's just it's a narrative. You can throw it out there, but mainly just looking at where I feel like Kurt right now, I feel like his headspace has to be way different than Kevin's, because I just feel like Kurt is this ageless wonder, man. Like he just has this youthful glow about him. Well, actually, he has more of like a Marvin Brando glow about him. He's definitely got like some Godfather in him now. Them cheeks got kind of stuffy over the winter holiday. He's got some cotton balls in there. He's a gangster. Like I don't think he's playing around, and I feel like he's going to want to make a statement in a name. I don't think he's going to win this race by any means, but I definitely think that he gives a little more of a fuck than Kevin Harvick does for some reason right now. And I don't really know if Kevin Harvick, you got to say Kevin Harvick definitely gives a fuck, but it's like, you don't hear from Kevin Harvick. I feel like we haven't heard anything from Kevin Harvick since around like the awards week where he was talking about, the car. I think have we heard anything positive from Kevin Harvick about this car, like about the 670 horsepower change? Has he mentioned anything about that or applauded NASCAR or come out and said anything?
I think when they made the change, he was like, "Yeah, this is what we want. Like, it's better," and which is a fact. Like, it's fucking better than what we had. So, I think he's gonna be hesitant until we actually see the on track performance at these cookie cutter tracks.
I wonder if like this is going to be a Jimmy Johnson 2 situation where he had all the same equipment. It's just his mentality shifted and changed, and you know, different things, different time in life, and there I can speculate on it on and on, but the main thing here is that I just feel like there's a lot more energy over at 23XI than I do with Kevin Harvick sitting in that 4 car right now. And I think that's what it all boils down to. And anytime I see something like this with that kind of a mindset, especially at plus odds, might as well grab it. Who knows? After practice, this bet might not even exist.
Yeah, I mean, I think the energy thing is a big thing there, and for the value. And Kurt Busch has been good at California. I know Harvick's been good here. I think he only has one win in 2011, which I touched on, and which was an awesome finish. But Kurt Busch has always been good at California, no matter who he's driven for. So, good energy narrative there. With, I mean, how badass would it be to get called out to drive for Michael Jordan? I mean, come on, like that's fucking sick, dude. If I'm Kurt Busch, I'm so hyped. I'm as hyped as Bubba Wallace is, especially at his age. I think we could see a career rejuvenation here with Kurt Busch. He always wins like one race a year. It seems like I could see him winning 2 this year, maybe 3. I think that was one of my bold predictions I wrote about earlier this year. Was I think Kurt Busch will win 3 races in 2022. I don't think it'll happen early. I think it will kind of come on midseason to the playoff run. But speaking of high energy, let's get to the next play here. And I'm just going to briefly touch on this. High energy. This is a high energy picture.
Give me high energy. Show me.
Yeah. And speaking of high, 3 chi on
the just flying high with 3 chi, baby.
Yeah. So anyway,
cannabis products not meant to get high.
Correct. Yeah, it's cannabis. It's just a joke. I think they make more, but yeah. Anyway, so Tyler Reddick over Brad Keselowski is my next play. I've already locked it on Action Network. Going to go 1 unit there. Brad Keselowski has an excellent record at California. There's no question about it. He's been really good here for the time that he drove for Roger Penske. But for me, I look at what the 6 car has done at intermediates over the past 3 to 4 years with multiple different drivers, and it's been absolutely abysmal. I just think their program is going to go through some growing pains. Obviously, the field is narrow, or the competition is narrowed when you go to Daytona and Talladega. They can compete there because you have the draft. They have Ford engines that are strong. We saw they were strong all speed week long and ran well in the Daytona 500. But when you start getting to these tracks that require handling combined with horsepower, I think you're going to see the Roush guys struggle, and it's just going to be growing pains throughout the season. So Tyler Reddick, we saw how fast he was in the Clash. Thought that was an excellent start to the season to see the kind of speed that those guys had. You see right up here behind me, or there he is, smiling. He's got a smile on his face.
Red dog.
Excited. He's running. He's running to California. He's running to Brian Fontana Stadium right now. Brian Fontana Speedway. He's that excited. I think he's going to qualify really well, and I could definitely see those odds shifting into more of his favor. So get it while it's hot. Tyler Reddick to beat Brad Keselowski is one of my favorite plays of the weekend.
Look, I'm going to go ahead and just lay it all out on the line. I know that you're probably going to have a couple more bets, but the rest of my bets are all centered around Red Dog himself. I might as well just go ahead and dump them down. These are bets that are exclusive to the show. By the time you watch this, you'll see them over on Action Network, obviously, because I'm not going to just talk about it and I put it on there. Okay. We've been down that road before. We have to keep good track records this time. But both of my next bets, I have about 4 bets, and then I'll talk a little bit about some value plays like on DFS. But my last 2 picks that I have for right now for this show, we'll have more over the weekend. Definitely pay attention to Twitter. Be watching what me and Dale are tweeting. We'll show you where to go. We'll show you directions. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the outright. I'm taking Red Dog as the underdog to win at Brian Fontana Club race track for cars. I'm taking him at plus 2,000 on Ceasars Sportsbook. He's like plus 1,600 and plus 1,500 on DraftKings and FanDuel. Ceasars, you did it again. I'm proud of you. Thank you for putting Aaron Amarola on the books this week.
We're calling
The third cousin of Eric Amarola,
we're
maybe.
calling JB Smoove and Halle Berry to give these picks for us. In the
Absolutely.
commercial. Yeah, they're gonna
Plus,
lock them in for us.
it's a big lock, like the master key. You know what I'm saying? So, what this comes down to is like everything playing off of what you said. It's the way that this style of race. I just feel like something about the energy with these style tracks and the dirt boys. They get down, man. Okay, and like I feel like Kyle Larson is going to be one of the heavy favorites here. Obviously, Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson are obviously going to be the top two guys this week out of anybody. So why not dig deep in the barrel? Go with a guy that kind of has that same, energy level as Larson does as far as the background goes. And you can make that argument with other drivers, Stenhouse, Chris Bell. Alex Bowman's doing a little bit of dirt racing. I mean, hell, everybody's doing a little bit of dirt racing these days. But I mean, as far as the growing up, I mean, I've just seen enough out of Tyler last season to just it just seems like the only thing that was holding him back was himself. It was the mentality. It was something that he could have controlled in the car, letting up maybe a little bit too early or giving it a little too much going into a turn. It's just tightening up those little mistakes right there is the only thing standing between him and taking that first NASCAR Cup Series victory. And why not make it this weekend? Why not make it a plus 2,000 banger of a hit? Okay. That's my underdog pick for this week. And then just to follow up on that, I'm not going to go too deep into this one, but I'm going to go right back with Tyler over on DraftKings Sportsbook. Group C bets. All right. Out of Group C, taking Tyler Reddick. I think he's plus 280 over there, and he's in a group with 3 Fords. So he's got Joey Logano he's going up against. He's going up against Brad Keselowski, and I think it's Kevin Harvick. I want to double check on that just to make sure that I'm not giving y'all some bad info. That is correct. Logano is plus 220, Harvick plus 265, Reddick plus 280, and Kez plus 290. I'm taking Reddick out of that group of 4 guys. That's the Group C winner. And I'm just going to follow that up right there. I think he can smoke them, especially if we're going to believe and manifest that a Ford's not going to win this race. You might as well start with a Chevy finishing over all 3 of those guys. So it's all in the Tyler Reddick. It's in the Red Dog basket, baby. We poured some water in Red Dog's bowl. We're ready to lap it up like dehydrated dog. All right, just ready to get down with it. Flying high with Red Dog and 3 Chi in Brian Fontana Race Car Club.
Fontana. Are we gonna call it Fontana or Fantana with them? His last name's Fantana, so it's like, do we roll with that or do we?
If we do Fontana, it's just like it's not even that entertaining. If we do Fantana, at least somebody would be like, "You're an idiot. It's Fontana." You know what I mean?
When
so
I
want to be called out for that.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny. I want them to change the name to Brian Fontana Speedway when they turn it into a short track. If that happens, if they turn it into a short track, Brian Fontana Speedway. I want the track CEO to have the sideburns with the mustache and the hair.
You just got to call the Channel 5 news team to commentate that race, and then you have to have Brick sing the national anthem. It's the only way.
Brick Tamland, yeah, that would be electric. Actually, if they came up dressed up like that, dude, that would be so awesome.
You are totally inspired by Anchorman right now. You literally have a we'll call you Dale Burgundy, or we'll call you Ron Tanhardt. Dale Burgundy sounds better. You're Dale Burgundy right now. This is Dale Burgundy, ladies and gentlemen.
I like Dale Burgundy. I like Dale Burgundy a lot. So you went ahead and gave your kind of underdog outright.
That's all the bets I got right now. I'll have more stuff over the weekend. Be checking my Action Network page, and I'll have some more stuff put up there for you guys.
I got 3 more that I like that I want to touch on for my underdog play. I'm gonna go see Bell. There you go. There he is, celebrating. I'm just saying, he did win the second race of the season last year. We are at the second race of the season this year. He's in Joe Gibbs equipment, and on DraftKings Sportsbook, he's at plus 3,000, 950 for a top 3 and plus 500 for a top 5. I think that's it. I'm not going to tell you wrong. I'd be lying if I said I knew that exactly. Christopher Bell down here. That is correct. 3,000 to win, 950 for a top 3, 500 for a top 5. I think this is a breakout year for Christopher Bell. He's performed well at intermediates, at the Xfinity level, at the Cup level. He won a race last year, which is the biggest hurdle to get over as a young driver. He got it out of the way early, got that first win, was close to wins at a couple other tracks like New Hampshire, for example. It's going to be hard to find some statistics because we've only raced here once, and it was in 2020. He was in a shitty car as well in the number 95. But for a guy that's in really good equipment with a great crew chief and Adam Stevens, I think he's poised to break out, and I think he could really surprise some people on Sunday. So I'll probably lock him in on a smaller unit play before qualifying on the Action Network. But Christopher Bell at plus 3,000, I feel like, is just an incredible bargain. So what do you think about that?
Boys.
What do you think? There you go. There's your dirt boy narrative.
I can't knock the bet. It's a dirt boy. If it's a dirt boy, I'm riding with it. I'm riding with it here. If it's a dirt boy, I'm with you.
I feel like I'm always blocking and this one is the Ream Dream machine. The Ream machine. The Ream Dream. Whatever.
There's an air conditioner on that car somewhere.
Somewhere on it. Another value play I like. I don't know what a lot of people are going to think about this one, but this is a Cole Custer right here, number 41.
Cold
paint scheme from last year, but hometown race for Cole Custer in Stewart Haas Racing Equipment. I think there's a chance we could see them be a lot better earlier in the season than they were throughout 2021 with the new car. Cole and Chase Briscoe were both fast at the LA Clash. I know I don't want to make too big a deal out of that because it was totally different track, totally different circumstances. We know the teams were going through a lot more stress because they didn't want to break anything and lose parts before the actual season started. So could have had a factor there on what teams tried and what teams didn't try as hard potentially. So, but Cole Custer is typically pretty good at the flat intermediate tracks. He won at Kentucky for his only career win back in 2019 before Kentucky was gone from the schedule. He's won at Fontana in the Xfinity Series, finished sixth in his first start there. I think this is a guy that could have a sneaky good run, and he's plus 300 for a top 10. So that's the bet I'm looking at, plus 300 for a top 10. He's there in the same range with guys like Todd Gilliland and guys that just don't have the same kind of equipment potential as he does. So I think for that, noting that, I think he has some enhanced value there because I think a top 10 is certainly possible for this team. I think it is a riskier play. I haven't put it on Action Network yet, but with the equipment, with some momentum we've seen from Stewart Haas Racing from the Clash and the Daytona 500 with two SHR cars finishing in the top 5, plus what Cole Custer has done at flatter intermediate tracks. I think there's some statistics there that can help us out. And hometown boy. He's from Laguna Beach, California, or something like Laguardia, some shit like that. But he's only his hometown is only an hour from Brian Fontana Speedway. So hometown narrative wants to perform a little bit better, and I think we could see it.
Okay, so I'm just going to provide some quick thoughts on that. Just IMO. So he's from Laguna Beach. Definitely, he had to watch that show on MTV as a child. Yeah, maybe not. It was a pretty good show from what I heard. Never watched it. The one thing with Cole that I will say is while all of your intel is great and it could be true, I will say he's got to make sure he doesn't melt. Cole Custer reminds me of what a animated Canadian snowman would look like. I feel like he looks like how a Canadian animated Cartoon Network would draw a snowman. And the reason being for that is just because I feel like when he's driving in the car, sometimes he can get some good position, but he just melts it away. And so those are the things that worry me a little bit about Cole Custer. However, you have a race like, in Kentucky, the last time I ran there, where he won. If I'm not mistaken, he was the last driver to win Kentucky.
Yep. Before they took it off the schedule.
He's in history.
Right. But here's the deal. I'm not obsessed with the play, but I like it because you got guys like Justin Haley, Harrison Burton, who's a rookie, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, and Daniel Hemrick, Ty Dillon, Todd Gilliland, who are all around the same price range as him. And most of these guys, A, either perform poorly at intermediates throughout the last couple of years, or B, are in substantially worse equipment or with a new team. So I think there's value there for a guy who's this will be his fourth year with Stewart Haas. Maybe his third. I can't remember if Kentucky was in 2020 or 2019.
2020 was his rookie season. because
There
the
you go.
2020 Daytona 500 was. I remember chatting with a couple of people with the 41 squad. Shout out to the homies. I remember chatting with them, and they were like, "Oh, well, he's a rookie," because I was trying to get like an interview, I think, with him at the time, like a little quick video. And so yeah, he's on his second year. Really, it's crazy to
So
think
there
about
you
that.
go. I just think there's some enhanced value there. We'll see how he qualifies. Could change things up. But
Mhm.
my final betting play here is I guess, what you would call a wild boy, or I guess it's a psycho parlay kind of deal. It's not super psycho, but
I was excited to see you actually put a parlay on Action Network.
I
That
did. I did.
that is an exciting looking thing that you did
So
that.
here I did kind of screw up though. I placed it on Action, put it all together, and then I couldn't find one of the picks on one of the sportsbook apps to put it all together. So now I got to really dig. I think I can do it at the casino, probably down in Biloxi, Mississippi. But if
Mm-hmm.
you get a chance to put these three plays together, Ross Chastain over Harrison Burton, Kyle Busch over Denny Hamlin, already talked about that, and Tyler Reddick over Brad Keselowski, plus 561 for a three-leg parlay. Just to touch on the Chastain one, Chastain over Harrison Burton. This is a rookie that I think is going to struggle really early throughout the season. This is a very tough racetrack. He did win here in Xfinity, but we're in a totally different car, totally different team for Harrison Burton. Had a really bad Daytona 500 with his flip. I really think that he is not ready for Cup competition. So I think he's really going to struggle to start out the season. And you got a guy with Ross Chastain, who is a proven winner, building off of a decent season with Chip Ganassi, now over with Trackhouse. They've got something brewing there at Trackhouse, man. And this is a certified wheelman at a wheelman racetrack, very abrasive. His cars are going to be sliding around. It's going to be hot. I just like Ross Chastain at minus 118 over Harrison Burton.
Just
Parlay
be
all those,
careful, dude, because Jeff might
plus
come
560.
like and get you in an alley and gut punch you for saying that about his child.
Well, I'd like to see him try. Come on, Jeff. Let's go.
I want to see that too, actually,
That would be kind of cool. But
for
no,
charity.
I
For
just
charity.
I don't hate Harrison Burton. He won me some money back in 2020 with his 4 wins in the Xfinity Series, but it's a whole different ball game here in the Cup Series in 2022. All these new variables. I got to go with Chastain, who's a grizzled veteran now in the Cup Series and just throughout NASCAR. He's been racing like forever between trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. New energetic team that's got that 23XI energy you talked about with Kurt Busch. So Ross Chastain over Harrison Burton. Parlay that with Kyle Busch over Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick over Brad Keselowski. You might have yourself a pretty fat payday on Sunday.
That doesn't really sound. You know what we used to call those psycho parlays? You know what those were? You know what you just made right there? That's a try dog.
Try dog. There you go.
You
Yeah,
got to
yeah, yeah.
try
Okay. I've
dog.
seen that language in the Discord a good bit. A try dog. Yeah,
You got
yeah.
to try dog.
Yeah,
Like I
three
mean,
legs.
that's all you doing. You stack 3 jars. You trying, bro. You
I
trying to
forgot.
get that money.
Oh,
It's
don't hit me.
whoa,
Not yet.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
yet. Not yet. I
I
don't.
was
No, no, no.
literally about to
Not yet.
say that, like, it's been a while since we've seen this guy smash a watermelon. On the planet of watermelons, they smash Ross Chastain's. That is a certified
Square
fact.
freak. What is that square freak thing back here?
That thing
Fucking
right there
terrifying.
is one of the most terrifying looking things that I've ever seen in my life.
Like an
That was
off-brand
something they put
Adult
on a
Swim
Happy Meal box and
SpongeBob.
they removed it.
It's like an off-brand Adult Swim SpongeBob thing that's just like meant to scare you. But
He's
yeah,
like Gumby that got
watermelon.
put in an ice cube tray.
I don't know what the fuck he is, but had me startled. And I'm not trying to get crushed by a watermelon just yet, Ross. So
Mm-mm.
save it. I don't
No.
think it's coming this weekend, but I think you're gonna get a little bit closer.
I
So.
just want to say that I think that it's due time for him to find a way to integrate the watermelon smashing without winning races. Like if he were to beat Harrison Burton in this matchup, he gets to literally throw a watermelon at his skull after the race and then just yell at him.
That's a hell of a
and then just go back to his hauler.
I did it for Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
Kapow!
like thank
Smoked
you.
him. We
Thank
need
you,
to talk to
Ross.
Ross about that.
Yeah, we'll sign
We
a
need to meet
contract.
Ross.
Anytime I bet on you and you win, you have to hit the competitor with a watermelon.
Or maybe just
Whoever
like a
you
half a watermelon. Like make it open so it's a softer landing. Maybe that's a little more fair. I'm more for the actual non-cut open watermelon to where it hurts 100%.
I hope if he ever gets in a wreck where somebody just like blatantly takes him out, like a rivalry thing, you know how like drivers will throw their Hans devices. I hope he just has a watermelon in his car, and when they come back around, he just fucking smokes it with a watermelon.
Yes.
That would be
Like
sick
Ross Chastain should carry a watermelon in his race car at all times. Like there's
at
no
all times.
excuses. They should
There's
like
no.
if Justin Marsh really cares about his drivers, like what he'll do is he'll go and like develop like a little like seat for a watermelon inside that car. And they'll find a way to make the weight work, So
If it was for Daniel Suarez, he should build like a little mini bar in honor of Tootsie's in the back of the seat, and he can just lean back and get a drink. Not
That's
like
it.
a alcoholic drink, but
He'll just have a seat for Kid Rock back there, and he won't be trying to have sex with my mother. So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good
hopefully
thing.
not. Yeah. Inside joke. Hope you guys all saw that video. It's fucking hysterical.
But that was completely unplanned and just wild moments that I love getting myself into, and I hope to get into plenty more of them throughout this season with random celebrities at the racetrack, because it's always great to see any type of celebrities, whether or not they have fallen off of the deep end psychopathically or not. We still love Kid Rock. We still ball with the ball, to bang to bang. 90s Kid Rock is where my spirit lives, and that's that devil without a cause. I'm going platinum. So I'll leave it at that. Before we go though, I feel like obviously with DFS guys, practice and qualifying's back. It just makes no sense to just try to sit here and give you 4 plays. I did it on the Xfinity article this past week in Daytona, but it was Daytona, so I was like, everybody's going to do what they do. It's about the strategy in Daytona, okay? You play the strategy, you play a little mixtures. You got a little bit of everybody sprinkled around. That's how you play the super speedways. But I don't want the case for an intermediate track. This is where it's a lot more tight-knit and it matters. And I want to make sure that if I'm giving you guys intel on this, that I'm giving you the right stuff. So I'll just go ahead and say this. I want to start doing this. If we do our shows before practice and qualifying, I think that, maybe we talk about 2 guys that are good values on DraftKings. One guy that we think could qualify high and be a dominator. One guy that we think could qualify towards the back and gain a lot of place differential. And so that's how I think that we're going to start working this on the Garage Guys Race Preview Show, is where we'll talk about 2 guys in DFS once salaries drop. I want to go ahead and kick that off real quick, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We've already talked about one of these drivers, and one of them came up briefly in conversation. William Byron at 9,600 on DraftKings. We've been talking about the Willie B energy. He's got the 24 tie, the 24 shirt. We literally told you on the race recap show that our way too early pick to win this race was Willie B up in the limousine, in the rainbow spaceship, the DMT car itself. Okay. I think that this guy right here is definitely someone that can qualify around the top 10 area. And we've seen what he can do. Like Dale said, Homestead. Okay. We saw that. That's where this energy lived. This energy is being relived right now. There's no way this man fails in DFS, I feel like, this week, or in betting for all that matters. Dale has brought the energy to the show. That energy will translate through vibration, through our microphones, into your ear holes, the speakers, out into the universe. William Byron is a guy that I like, and I think will be a place, not necessarily a place differential, but a potential lap leader and dominator at this track if you let that man with that Hendrick horse and that DMT car manifest his reality.
Yeah, and if you go, and you can even look at Michigan, and I know obviously it's a totally different race car now. We're throwing darts apparently, but
$9,600. I mean, that's a pretty good dart.
Well, he dominated Michigan with the race that Blaney ended up winning. He was really strong there, led a lot of laps, and just lost it on a late race restart. So if you look at what he did in Michigan and Homestead last year, pretty interesting when you look at California.
I'm pretty sure you're still in the winning lineup, even though you lost that race.
You may or may not see this pick coming on Action Network, so keep an eye out. We'll see.
I'm just gonna
really good value.
You may or may not. You may or may not. You probably will, but and that'll be for the both of us. That's both pages. Okay.
So that's like your potential guy to be a big lap leader. Maybe wouldn't qualify top 5. Like he might qualify top 10, but you think he'll have some place differential.
I don't know about so much place I mean a little bit of place differential, but you're not going to be picking Willie B for place differential unless he does qualify towards the rear. If he qualifies toward the rear, that is a no brainer at 9,600 because he is somebody that can get up and fight for it. I'm definitely looking at him to be somebody more that will qualify in the top 10 area and be able to work his way towards the front, lead some laps. We've seen him do it multiple times. I don't see why he can't do it now. He's hungry. The Rainbow DMT spaceship is ready to roll. My place differential potential fella at a value, my value place differential potential fella is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Want to make sure that I have these odds correct, or not odds, but the salary correct for you guys. So I already had kind of been tinkering around some lineups. 6,200 on DraftKings.
I got one question for you, Ricky. Why? Why can you not bring this back?
Good God.
Unbelievable, Mullet.
Ricky, please.
Unbelievable.
Ricky, please.
Look, that's how you represent the sip right there. So
that's a Mississippi mud flap.
That is yes. Look at that flap. Look at that flap.
Gardner Minshew is jealous.
Look at that. That's a fucking flap right there, dude. My God.
Minshew,
so yeah, bring the mullet back. That's all I have to say. That's my statistical analysis of Stenhouse this weekend. Bring the mullet back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to put it. But Stenhouse is a guy that, typically like the qualifying stuff might not shake out that great for him. He's usually somebody that's starting in the teens or maybe in the 20s. Maybe we see that, maybe we don't. But at $6,200 on DraftKings, dude, that's a guy right there. That's a place differential potential machine. He's shown some improvement at these intermediate tracks, and it's a one-car show at JTG Daughtery Racing. Okay, they got a basketball Jones just like 23XI. Why can't it be them? Okay. Look at what the man's doing. His vibe is stronger than ever going into this year. I'm all in on Stenhouse as my value place differential potential play. So that's my two guys for DFS that I think will fit the bill. William Byron, 9,600, Stenhouse, 6,200. Two value boys for place differential and for domination.
So I'm gonna go quick here. A guy I like that I wouldn't expect to qualify up front, and based on his results last year, I think could be an excellent place differential guy is Corey LaJoie at $5,100. I was thinking about Cole Custer, but Stuart Haas, when qualifying was around last year, Stuart Haas sometimes qualified really well, kind of blew it out the water. So especially Eric Almirola at Nashville, I think he qualified really well. So I don't want to take a chance on him qualifying too high and drop him back, but I feel like at Cole's price at 5,900, if he runs top 15, he'll pay out for you. But with Corey LaJoie, 13 out of the last 15 races last year finished in the top 30, had numerous top 20 finishes, numerous top 25s. I think this is a guy that could qualify in the 30s and then finish up into the 20s, and he'll be the last leg of your lineup. So for that last leg of your lineup, I really like Corey LaJoie because he's been a guy when he hasn't had mechanical failures or just bad luck issues, he finishes races and he makes up positions, runs top 25, runs top 20. So from that perspective, I like Corey LaJoie. And for the theme of the show, we're going back to my guy, Kyle fucking Busch. I know you're not surprised. So $10,400. $10,400 on DraftKings. I don't care where he starts. I don't think he'll qualify on the pole. He's not a huge pole guy. I don't care where he starts. He's going to run up front. He's going to finish top 5, I think. So Kyle Busch, I think, is going to be an excellent DFS play on Sunday.
Kyle Busch, not a pole guy, more of a
checker flag
guy. He's more of a he likes to wear G-strings in Malibu.
Yeah, that's a good point. Strip. Yeah, good. That's a good weird transition.
That's it. We're
gonna weird fucking video, I will say, but people ate it up. But
yeah. That's right, boy. Getting there real nice and deep, black boy.
There you go.
Yep. So we're gonna end that on that weird ass note right there, just because we can, and we appreciate you tuning in, hearing the bets that we have, hearing our. We need to do something fun with this little thing we're doing. That what do we call these wizard picks? Where we're just going to predict DFS people before they even qualify. And
Wizard picks, yeah. I don't know.
Wizard
We'll come up
picks.
with a better name. Now that you said it, we can come
I've
up with
been dabbling. I've been dabbling with the nickname the Wizard of Winston, and I think that that's going to stick. I think I'm going to do the Jordan Belfort thing where he called himself the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm just going to call myself the Wizard of Winston and write a book about it one day.
There you
and
go.
Then,
I don't
and
hate
then
that.
Sell people pins.
I'm just going to be Dine and Dale forever.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be carry out Chase too. I mean, I'll do that.
Yeah,
But
go to
Dine and
Hooters.
Dale, what's that promo code?
Go to Hooters. Promo code Garage Guys. Just tell your Hooters girl waitress about it, and you get $10 off of any order, $40 or more for food, non-alcoholic beverages, and merch. Not valid for alcohol or gift cards, and redeemable at HOA Hooters locations.
That was a great
Dine and
fine
Dale.
print. I enjoyed that fine print. And obviously, carry out Chase has one thing to say: go eat this shit on your couch sometimes too, but also dine in, because dining in is important. You have to watch the race at Hooters. So definitely more dine in this season. But if you can't dine in, it's okay. If you got a party at your house watching the race, which I know you will. Like if you use this promo code, you're watching the race at your house with friends. So you just decided to use Garage Guys for any to-go order at Hooters, ordering off the Hooters app or orders.hooters.com. Use promo code Garage Guys. You're going to save $10 off any order, $30 or more. And that's valid at participating locations for delivery and carry-out orders only. And that is a promo code for the greatest restaurant in the world, the greatest wings in the world.
Easy.
This has been the greatest betting preview show in the world. Garage Guys,
longest,
best in the world, in the universe.
Easy,
what do you say?
Easy.
Coming from the greatest NASCAR bettor in the universe, you're telling me easy?
Easy.
I like it.
Easy.
I'm here for it. Easy.
It's
easy.
We're going to annoy the shit out of so many people with that. But yes,
easy.
Greatest NASCAR bettor in the universe. It's back. We're going to have a hell of a weekend. So let's get after it. I'm pumped.
Let's get it, baby. Ow!
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.